Hey, this is Mr. Aiden. This is the 2023 AP Calculus AB exam. This is free response question number 5. Go to my website, mraiden.com, or go to my YouTube channel for all your calculus needs. And let's get to this non-calculator question on the May 8th exam 2023. You can see there's a table of f of x's, f prime of x's, g of x's, and g prime of x's, which means you're going to have to probably do a bunch of derivatives. And that's kind of what we were going to do. You can see in question A, they gave us h of x equals f of g of x. It's a composite function, which means we want to take the derivative. We're taking the derivative h prime of 7, which means we have to use the chain rule. We have to do f prime of g of x times g prime of x. And now we're going to plug in h prime of 7 equals f prime of g of 7 times g prime of 7. And we're going to go to my little table there to figure some of this out. We know g of 7 is equal to 0. So that gives us f prime of 0 times, not equals, times, I'm going to erase that real quick. There we go. Times g prime of 7. G prime of 7. And g prime of 7, I take a look, g prime of 7 is equal to 8. So times 8. And then I'm going to go f prime of 0. F prime of 0 is equal to 3 halves. So I have 3 halves times 8, which gives me 24 over 2, or 12. So h prime of 7 is equal to 12. Then they gave us a product rule here, a product rule. So they said k prime of x equals f of x squared times g of x. And we want to know, is it concave up or concave down? Concavity is the second derivative test. The second derivative test. So I'm going to have to take a derivative of this k prime of x. I'm going to have to do kk prime of x, or k prime prime of x, not kk. And I'm going to have to do the product rule here. So I'm going to have to do 2 times f of x to the first power times f prime of x times g of x plus, I keep the first guy there, f of x squared times g prime of x. And now I want to know what's happening at 4. So I have 2 times f of 4 times f prime of 4 times g of 4 plus f of 4 squared times g prime of 4. And I'm looking for k prime prime of 4. So I'm going to have to go to my table. 2 times f of 4. F of 4 is equal to 4. That's nice. F prime of 4. F prime of 4 is equal to 3. That's nice as well. And g of 4. G of 4 is equal to negative 3. Negative 3. And so I have 2 times 4 times 3 times negative 3, which ends up becoming negative 72. Negative 72. Negative 9 times 8 is negative 72. Now I come over to the other side. We have f of 4. F of 4 was 4. 4 squared is 16, isn't it? And g prime of 4. G prime of 4 is equal to 2. And so 16 times 2. So we're adding 32 here. So we got negative 72 plus 32 gives me negative 40. Take a look at that answer. K prime prime of 4. K prime prime of 4 is less than 0, which means it is concave down. Concave down. And that was letter B. Letter C, we now have an integral. And we have this function to find, and we want to know m of 2. So I'm going to take m of 2, and I'm going to plug it in. 5 times 2 cubed plus the area from 0 to 2 of f prime of t dt. A little fundamental theorem of calculus problem here. 2 cubed is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus, what's the integral of a derivative? It cancels each other out, which means that's equal to f of 2 minus f of 0. A little fundamental theorem of calculus there. So 40 plus f of 2. What's f of 2? Well, f of 2 is 7. Minus, what's f of 0? F of 0 is 10. So I have 40 plus 7 minus 10 ends up becoming 37, positive 37. And that is all my work that leads to the answer. And this question finishes out with D. It says, is the function m that we just defined before, is it increasing, decreasing, or neither? This is the first derivative test. The first derivative test, which means I want to do the derivative of this function. So we have m of x equals, and let's write it down, 5x cubed plus, plus the integral from 0 to x, of f of t, f prime of t dt. And so I want to take the first derivative, and I'm going to do the first derivative. So I do the power rule here. I have 15x squared plus, what's the derivative of the integral? It cancels each other out, and we're left with f prime of x due to the fundamental theorem of calculus. Remember that top value x, you still have to take as derivative. It's 1. And we are taking a look at x is equal to 2. So m prime of 2, 15 times 2 squared plus f prime of 2. 4 times 15 is 60. And what is f prime of 2? F prime of 2 is negative 8. So 60 minus 8 is 52. Now that's a positive value, which means the m prime of 2 was greater than 0, which means my function is increasing at x is equal to 2 due to the the first derivative test. And that was the 2023 AP Calculus AB exam. Free response question number 5. I'll finish out this exam. Go to my YouTube channel. Go to MrAiden.com. You will be happy if you go there. So take it easy. I'll see you in a little bit.